Vitality on the attack, and it's 4 ghosts in play for them with 5 players. Actually, not 5 players towards A. There's going to be a bit of a play in towards middle, a split perhaps going down, and a lot of push and pull on this map. A lot of refreshing utility. Starzo early knives will be looked out for on the defensive side for information. It has caught one around mid, and that's led to this push from Koi.
I'm interested to see how if they can use the double flashes as successfully as Gentlemates did. Slightly different avenue of doing it. Kicks the Pistol King under pressure. He's going to deal with another. And in the meantime, his team have managed to get the spike down. Destrian in a pretty interesting position. Is being looked for. Shados waiting for him. But this fight isn't actually going to garner too much just yet. The winner of it might just decide the round, and Destrian holding on to that position is going to cause so many issues. Look at where Safe is as well. They're basically surrounded. They're looking to clear a site that has no one on it.
Yeah, it's a really nice idea as long as somebody can get there on time, and the Astra buys you a lot more time with those stars down, the global utility, so the defuse cannot be pulled all the way through thanks to the players being pulled. Destrian 3 kills in this round. The Astra off to a flying start, and Vitality picking up the first.
Yeah, they've always been good at their pistols, and I like the idea, like just having not only Destrian's utility for post-plant, it's something that, because as they said on the desk, we saw mostly defensive side rounds from them. We didn't really get to see much of, and also when you're playing up against a Yoru Phoenix comp, I don't know how much value an Astra can have when they're just going straight through all of your utility anyway. Like, how do you time your stars when they're already in the site within 15 seconds? So I think it's going to be a very different ball game on the attack, where Destrian is almost going to be able to set up a lot of that play. That's a double dink. That's a lot of damage done by Camo, even if he doesn't manage to get the kill. Sendercore as well. This is not how you want to see it going for the side of Vitality. Koi already doing so much damage in this round. Rifle going to be retrieved, but Kicks is low, and he can't heal himself.
Starzo's crept into the site, and it doesn't look like he'll really be needed. Pedestrian last alive. Okay, Starzo spotted. I was hoping he wasn't going to just take this fight. Instead, biding time for teammates to rotate in. Running that clock down for Destrian. That 1v1 timer ticking away, as there's going to be support pretty soon. Corbinho's the main man with the weapon in hand, but down to 20. It was easy for anyone to eliminate him. We thought Vitality were off to a good start after the pistol, but, well, a pretty immediate response from the side of Koi.
Yeah, Shadows got off to a flyer, did well in the pistol round, and has also done well in this round as well, but I felt like Camo just managing to instant double dink 2 players, and then his teammate also just being able to trade them out. Great shots as well. You can see the amount of assists that Camo's already getting without actually getting a kill. A couple up there already, but that is a round there. If you're Vitality, you just got to be kicking yourself. You basically just lost the classics.
Yeah. Yeah, this isn't a super impressive force buy round with an outlaw and all this sort of stuff that pulled it through. It was, well, I fear to say Vitality tripping over themselves up against those lighter weapons. For Koi, a huge lifeline. Early on, finding those cracks. You have to hope that the same thing won't happen to them. Getting very aggressive considering the round that's in it, but there's still, even when you're pushed halfway down middle, there's still nothing but long-range angles for you to take. The beautiful part about this. The real danger, I suppose, was Camo would get stuck down there, but he had a gate crash up towards their spawn, so you can see Camo rotating to A now on that Yoru. Luckily, he's going to be in position on time, because as we can see, Vitality have fallen back off mid, moved around into A main, and they're looking to capitalize on the space that Safe has taken. But he only made it out to the box on the backside. Camo hadn't been spotted, but he is now dropped. That's a weapon to be retrieved. Sight control for the side of Vitality. Good flash. Not so good of a flash, but, you know, it's okay. Koi are cleaning up the rest of the kills.
Yeah, sort of. It's still a couple of weapons now for Vitality, which wasn't really there to begin with. An aggressive position from Sender, and he's actually going to just catch out Shadow, I assume scoped in. Almost looked like he timed out. He was so tunnel visioned in on those stairs. Leaves it down to a 2v2 scenario, a real back and forth. There wasn't a heavy investment in this round. Bear in mind, Kicks bought a Bulldog. I think that's about all they had. And now it has to be this retake in the 2v2.
Oh, wise from Sender it was! His trigger finger got the better of him. A quick shot fired off and some information to play with. The element of surprise no longer there to work with. And Shados is more than willing to take that fight. Save. Oh, no! Hey, look, it's a Guardian. It's not a fully automatic weapon. It's a tough angle. I'll give him a bunch of excuses. All that matters is that Koi put 2-1 on the board. The losses will be felt in the economy of that defensive side.
Yeah, definitely not the best round we've ever seen, but ultimately Koi do get the job done. I think from this 2v2, you kind of have to feel like they could have brought that one back. Like Sender's position was deadly.
All right, I see why the vibes are so good.
Bob is just like, yes.
Yeah, he seems pretty.
What he said.
He's done. He's just okay. Yeah, he's singing again, isn't he? All right, I feel that. For Koi, 2-1. That defensive side. Look, there's certainly some harder tests coming where Vitality will have actual rifles. This is one of them. A quicker play out of this side, a push up towards middle. They haven't seen anyone after popping the flash. It didn't blind anyone either. Gonna be scratching their heads. Have Koi got a super passive setup? Well, they're about to find out that they don't. Camo quickly on a kill with that operator, and Shadow follows through. Talked about weaknesses for Koi being up against that op. Well, a strength is when they have it, evidently. 5 versus 3, and Vitality have no space to work off of. Well, maybe towards Tube. Okay, yes, towards Tube.
Well, that's at least one kill going in their favor. Spike rotating back around through the spawn, potentially going to try and put the crunch onto Starzo. Knife doesn't give anything away either. No information to be had. Still watching in case Destrian goes through that mid spot. You got Camo homed in the back lines with the operator. Instead, it seems like this might just end up as a retake on that A site and just holding in case they end up going B.
Yeah, good positions from Koi. I don't expect any individuals to be taking crazy fights with this setup. It seems to be posted for a retake regardless of where they go, unless it happens to be the angle that you were watching. Basically, that means Starzo don't peek up top on bridge. Don't want to see him going down too early, but Destrian is the one peeking instead, getting insanely aggressive up in their face. Starzo will pop a flash, but he's not dropping down. That space is being taken, seized by the other side. Shadows only just now getting there to clear around the corner. Safe has fallen back though, behind the wood. He's looking for the headshot angle. He's been caught in the open. Fabinho down by the door, not expected. Sender now with it all to do. He can isolate some 1v1s. He's done excellent to do just that, and he even knows where the last player is. Why was Fabinho jumping? He's gonna be asking himself that for a while. Sender with a free third. That's 2-2.
Yeah, a Red Bull clutch that somewhat came out of nowhere. Being able to win the fight versus 2 players, basically peeking him at the same time. And it was a decent round up until that point from Koi. I was happy to see them sort of play the retake, like play the rest of the map and keep their advantages. And then everything just fell apart with this man, just a little bit disjointed on the spacing.
A little.
And then, yeah.
Oh my god, it's happening again.
What? It's happening again. We're witnessing this man relive PTSD live.
This is what he dreams about. No. Why am I not wearing trousers?
Oh, well, once he doesn't stand up and fall off the chair again, that'll be just fine. 2-2. We're tied up, and if you know what's going to happen in this round, that makes one of us, as this has been a ludicrous set of rounds from the side of both teams, actually. I'm not even going to single out one. Both teams have been playing crazy. Double play. Well, we didn't see that one. No, we were observing Fabinho. It's fine. Shadow died somehow. Probably unfortunate. Nothing he could have done about it.
Tripped and fell.
Yes, understandable. 3 versus 5, lots of ultis for Vitality, and not really any weapons for Koi. Name of the game is just drop those rifles, make it as costly as possible for Vitality on the way back out, because you're not winning this round.
Destrian again lurking through the halls. He's managed to find another. Grabinho hasn't even managed to get past the trip, so even if he does, he's got a firing squad of players up against him, and he will get nothing. The fact is, in this round, Vitality had a plethora of ults to play with. They didn't need a single one. Very clean. Shados, of course, just going to go down to the spike. Doesn't want to hold on to that Marshall for the next round. And Vitality and Andaluthia flawless to take things home in this one.
Right here.
No. I'm not sure what about how we handled that.
He was shooting his shadow. That's what it was.
Well, I don't know what led to you thinking we needed that in slow motion, but we didn't, to be clear.
I don't condone bullying. That's all I'm going to say. People make mistakes.
Having a tough enough time as it is.
You remember Brave when he shot a turret and didn't kill it? You know, we didn't laugh at him.
We did. No, actually, Tom. Actually, Tom, we did. Let's be fair now. Let's not lie.
I would never. No video evidence.
3-2, and it's, well, really anyone's game at this point. Things have been ludicrous. The op back out for Camo, we see that it might be close, might be close to getting a fight. I'm not sure what Safe is doing there. Warming up his crouch key.
Yeah,
just
you
in
know.
case he needs it. Well, he won't.
I've got your trail.
No, he will not. He's been decimated. The rest of the team looking to make a fast push play in towards the site, but waiting for them is Camo once again. His operator devastating. And just look at where Starzo is. A fallback here might not even be possible. They know that the players are still outside. Interesting he's actually used his ult there, if I'm honest. I don't think it was particularly necessary, but I guess Camo just confident that he's going to be able to earn it back and locking them into the site. Starzo will drop the spike in the spawn. Destrian, well, they might have to put him back on Vitality if he wins this one. It's not going to be happening. 3-3. Another Andalusia flawless. Back-to-back.
Back-to-back, but not for the same teams.
No.
That's the interesting part. Trading blows 1-1. And yeah, it is interesting that he pops the ultimate. I think the idea I can get behind is that those players are outside being, maybe they're rotating and you're about to have a 1vx for Starzo in the spawn. If they win that, they go all the way to site, they get a plant. Another 1vx.
2v5 though.
Yeah, but they did just lose to Sender 1v3 while he
True.
was stuck in between two pyramids in the least maneuverable
I guess
angle
I just
of all
don't
time.
want that to become the way they use their ults. It's
But-
like, guys, 1v5, we could lose this. I'm going to have to...
Orbital strike, orbital strike.
I'm
I've
going to
got
have to
him.
use my Hunter's Fury just to make sure. Like,
Clear a few
doesn't set
angles.
the best precedent.
No, it doesn't, but if things have gone the way they have in these first 6 rounds, Tom, more power to you.
Or
That
the
is-
first 9 in the line.
Yeah, exactly. At this stage, everything's off the table and everything's on the table all at once. Oh, it's been tough. Schrodinger's
Setting
table.
up in towards this exit. They're going to use the drone to try and clear out Destrian. The thing is, they will probably spot him. He's actually put a smoke down and he's denied it, but I think they can have a pretty educated guess that he didn't do that for no reason. And also, he's been there pretty much every single round. Instead, the rest of the team, again, making their way through. Pop flash for Starzo. Fragment in as well. It's actually the spam with a little bit of help, or was that a snake bite? I'm not sure.
I'm not sure. It could have been Grubinho. It makes sense if it was him just spamming. It was the right angle for it, but could have been a snake bite thrown through. He has none left in the utility belt. Either way, Vitality have called in that Viper's Pit. This could help out a lot. Pushing around the right side to get a spam isn't possible, and a Cosmic Divide covers off left. It's not possible, of course, because of Safe. With that operator in hand, he's locking down the angle. And this gives them so much room to fight with, because the only real concern is that wrap that's no longer a concern while Safe is alive. Although, the Viper's wall put in by Koi will buy them a little bit more of a sight line to work around. Grubinho now makes it up close, spots an op already inside of main, but they haven't found Sender. He's been dancing through the pit, but he steps out of it.
What?
He messes up. Camo falling. Or Camo getting kicks, rather, and now moving his way over towards the spike. This is going to be tough for Safe to find anything, and they've just guessed where he is. The RNG got the better of him, and somehow that situation has fallen back into Koi's hands. I challenge you to tell me how.
Yeah, I don't really know how they got away with that. I was about to say some of the lines of it would have been quite nice to have a dimensional drift there, but they didn't even need it. Camo was running around in the Viper's Pit. I do like the Viper screen they were using to basically just give them an avenue back in, and then just Camo just winning fights in spots they probably shouldn't be. It's somewhat ridiculous that they get out of that, especially as cleanly as they did. But Koi now take the lead once again. Financially, it's not going to be too bad a scenario for Vitality because of the Blade Storm. It's going to help them pad the gap a little bit. And by the looks of it, they might just look to pick up the pace.
Don't think I've ever been witness to rounds like this on a map like Breeze as well. Some are so pacey, but regardless of how it goes down, the last 30 seconds are sheer chaos.
Right there.
There's an element of fun to it. The A site defended mostly towards middle with those trap wires. They know there's not much of a fight they can really put up on that angle. I think maybe the adaptation in the future will be Camo playing there to try and gate crash out of it, pick up one with the operator. And the other thing that's worth noting is Sender. This guy had some really good lurks in previous matchups. Hunter's Fury used.
Okay, it's almost disruption while they try and deny the plant. Destrian again has done well. He's been in this position pretty much every single round, but he's still fighting back. The rest of the team have managed to get the plant in. But again, Grubinho is going to clear him out. Camo on the back, looking to come in to try and flank. Destrian has got his kill, but obviously that's after death. It's onto that null command. This is the timing. Kicks just looks around, but it's too little too late. Runner to try and do it all. He isn't going to be able to. And it is going to be that scoreline now converted further into the lead. Koi 5-3 up.
Well handled. Camo's rotations were good. You know, I was speaking about him earlier being maybe around this position where you see the spike planted, holding the angle with the op, swinging in to take fights, and then gate crashing out when they do get that a little closer. But he jumped up top to take down Sender. That lurk was completely denied. And I love that idea from him because he had control over elbow. You know no one's going to be coming there for the next 10 seconds or so, maybe a little bit less of a window. And I think good reads on where their gaps were, where Vitality would be trying to sneak up to gain that little bit of an extra edge to the round. And for Vitality, your lurks have been shut down, your pushes have been shut down a couple rounds, and there's just been pure chaotic gameplay in the post rounds. I think it is time for a pause. I've seen the pause called, and indeed it is Vitality's.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if it was on the other side. 3 rounds in a row, not winning the pistol, and 5-3 up on the defense. And that's the thing, you're running a Eurocomp. You kind of have the expectation that a lot of the time you're going to have more success on the attack. So I am quite worried for Vitality at this stage because Safe hasn't really done much. Runner's been quite quiet. Those are the 2 players in the last map that were really thriving in terms of their individual ability. And Destrian, who's been quiet for them the majority of the tournament, is top of the board, having some fantastic lurks, and you're still not able to win the rounds, mainly because the post plants have been quite weak, which is not something I really expected to be saying with Vitality. Most of the time, if they get into those post plants, they've been fantastic. Also, I think Koi have done a great job of shutting down their lurks through middle. We've seen it a couple of times, maybe Sender or Safe trying to come in for those late rotations. It just hasn't worked.
That goes there.
I'm definitely much more of a fan of Safe being the one lurking, now that you say it as well, versus Sander. Just the utility you're losing when he does get caught by aggressive pushes, which will come in a lot for Koi, because Camo can afford to be in ridiculous positions where he's untradeable, where if he gets seen, he's stuck, because he just gate crashes out of there every single time. This guy doesn't have those abilities, but he's doing it because he's just better. So Starzo's gotten way up. He's hearing so much noise. He's getting all this information. And most importantly, guess who's going to get caught yet again? Completely unaware. It's Sender. It's the Viper down. Look at the A site. Look at this Viper wall that's now not going to be in play for this squad of Vitality. That's a lot more space for Koi to fight back into. And with pistols like this, that means that ranged angles can now be taken by Koi much easier to fight back through. And then obviously post-planning utility is naturally going to be a massive loss for this squad. Shados, one of the nastiest lurking positions I think I've ever seen. One where you don't find a lot of value, but he has, and it leaves it all onto Kicks. A good kill from Runner to pull it to a 1v4, but well, great shot. Couple more of those are still needed. Good flash, but there we go.
Dear. Not really much else he could do. Time getting a little bit low on the clock, but yeah, it would have needed to be a miracle. And you could see again the response from Koi of, okay, you're going to try and put a lot of pressure in towards halls. We're just going to have someone basically fight you on it throughout the entirety of the round. They know they want to play this position in their post plant, so just almost completely denying it. Of course, in this round, there's a lot less in terms of the weaponry to really deal with that player. Seems like having a great time. 6-3 up as well. Obviously, the first map went awry, but we've already said if Koi managed to turn the tide, they can get the victory just by winning their next match. It wouldn't be down to round difference or map difference or anything else. They just have to win their games.
Vitality op is back out. Big talking point on the desk for Lothar and Steel was about this operator. And how much damage Koi have been sustaining in a lot of these rounds. We saw it in the last map. Runner was able to pick up a lot of openings.
They did specify defense though, right?
Maybe not every time, but that could. I think that was the general gist of the conversation. See if he can have that impact on the attack side.
That'll be, because if he does, then fantastic. But I almost feel like this might be more of a last-ditch effort. Like, okay, we're 6-3 down. We need something. We're not getting anything on the entries, and Camo has been farming us. So let's see what we can do.
Yeah, I think it is very central, like on that attack side. There's a lot of long-range angles, but it's not as easy to catch them pushing into you. Certainly not till the post plants. For Runner, his entering ability on that raise was massive.
Yeah, you have to feel like as well, it must swap over to somebody else because otherwise you don't have anyone who can take space for you anymore.
Don't think he'll dash in with the op?
If he's
30
insane,
seconds
maybe. But at this point, 30 seconds left. The rest of the team are doubling back in the other direction. He's still holding it up. Starzo just goes walkabouts, though. He's given them the kill that they needed. Still, Camo is here, but there you go. With the rifle in hand, Runner has found that entry, and there's no escape for Camo this time. Managing to isolate the jewels, the entirety of this defense has just fallen apart.
Yeah, and the op has nothing to do with it. It is very much down to individual duels taken. Patience by Vitality as Starzo got a little bit overeager. It opens up the gap. Good night, sweet dreams. Oh no! He's pulled out the knife. That's just disrespectful. The mind game's in play. Hit the morale. Hit him where it hurts. Only Shados left, and he's quickly dispatched. Destrian having a nice game, and Andalucia flawless for Vitality, and a 4th round acquired.
That has been the weird thing with Vitality so far is the rounds they have been really clean, other than, I think, Destrian's 1v3. Like, they've had a couple of Andalucia flawlesses, and then just got boomed in the rest of the rounds. It's been peculiar.
At least 50% of the rounds have been flawless, but 2 of them, yeah, I don't think the other 2 were. But that's
either
crazy.
way, the fact that a lot of this round just came down to Starzo's unfortunate timing. Like, him walking into the double doors, which just happened to be the place where the rest of the players were, completely changed the round. He waits a second. I think they take that round.
Player caught close. It's safe. The op trained in. Maybe a little bit too close to that cage. Couldn't see him emerge from the side. Tapping it now as the flash comes in from Starzo. The attempt to punish. The spray is good, but he's caught. He's stuck in the corner. 21 HP. Flash is high. Destrian's also not going to be caught by it, but Runner's gone down. Now a problem for the side of Vitality as they've ended up in a 3 versus 4. Recon through, but it's revealing kicks. It's putting him in a bad position. What? How does he win that? Spamming back for damage and catching Shadow, trying to take the fight in the open. The recon wasn't enough. That's crazy.
So low than even expected. It's going to be Cinder to take the round. 3 players surviving and, well, a little bit of shenanigans in the middle, but it almost seemed like Kix was just warming up, blinded himself to give them a chance, and then just eliminated everybody on the fights through mid. A break back for Vitality, mostly based off some individual brilliance. I will say at this stage, after the last map of Safe just running through his own smokes, I'm a little bit disappointed that Camo didn't expect that.
Yeah, I suppose.
He did it like 6 or 7 times on map 1.
Yeah, he was, especially, those poison orbs, he's a little crazy with. Doing the same with the cages, and the same thing again, exactly the same thing. This time, unsurprisingly, no result, but Shados has fallen. The operator coming through on middle, caught a quick angle, a quick kill, and they've even seen the push-up attempted by Starzo. Camo tagged to 31 HP.
They've taken a lot of damage this round already.
Yeah, it's rough.
Cutting through.
Well, luckily for Camo, he has the operator. No Sky, so no heals available. Just a slow down from the side. I'm surprised they get away with that. A push through the double doors again, but this just allows for a wrap back around. They've completely left the site open, a chance for Shadow, but shots won't be connected, and they're probably going to realize very quickly that this is going to be an A-side take, but they may not realize how far both Destrian and Safe have already got. Just a disgusting position already in play, back towards that top mid spot. And well, no way Camo was looking for that. Maybe having a little peek around, but I don't think the expectation was there.
Got your trail.
I know you can't even be comfortable in just fighting through those doors, knowing a player can be coming from behind. You see Starzo trained in on the angle, waiting for a chance to take a pick and make this a workable retake. Don't think they'll be calling for a save the last round of the half, but the chances are certainly pretty low. Emerging from that smoke, well, only 1 player made it through. 6-6 at the halftime, and a good recovery from the side of Team Vitality. But Koi already a map down, and now Vitality are moving on to presumably the side they would prefer. I'll definitely say it's not the side that Koi would prefer.
No, I think that has been sort of the odd thing to look at here is that obviously Breeze was a map that went horrifically for Vitality when they played versus Gentlemates. They've chosen the map, and then Koi decided to start on the defense. So it might genuinely just be getting their worst half out of the way.
Maybe.
For Vitality, it didn't go great. Like, that's the thing, a 6-6 half when last time you got boomed, maybe they have more to show. It is possible that Gentlemates, they are a team that can just steamroll you, especially in that first map. Yeah, it's a weird comp.
Playing against a Yoru and a Phoenix, and I would honestly put the majority of the rounds Vitality lost came down to just being blindsided by insane plays.
Takas and Natant just running away with it.
I don't think that's going to be the same this time around. They get a chance to play more normal Valorant, let's say. No flash to be used, and actually Camo's already out. He used his gate crash to quickly close the distance, and a flash through the cage to fight on the back of it. At least seizes them the control to get a nice safe plant, but very quickly there'll be a duel here. Very late lurk by Shados as well. Keep that in the back of your minds. 20 seconds later, we might see something from him, but there might be nothing left. Vitality already on the site. Corbinho in the corner. He's done so well to find 3. They don't know where Shados is though, and what can he do? What can he do?
Done.
He can't even make it on time. It's over.
Yeah, that's a weird flank to have when you don't actually have the spike planted for
also,
you there.
when he doesn't flank, because he ended up just coming back through double doors, so the impact is negligible, to say the least. I guess they expected a much, much slower retake.
Yeah. I guess they didn't expect this battle to go through. I do think something really cool with the comp the Koi are running is the potential. So obviously, when you have a lot of these Yoru plays, they're dictated by the flash. Because you often don't run another flash alongside a Yoru, again, or unless it was like a Phoenix, and then it's very difficult to actually have the interplay. The cool thing with having the KO is you can have the pop flashes that won't dictate when you're going to TP, because the sound isn't the same. Like, you hear those flashes coming quite often. Already though, this round got off to a flyer of a start for Vitality. 2 quick kills, not looking to make the same mistakes as they had in the last half with a slip up. And while with now just Shados left, and Starzo already stunned up.
Hi guys. Oh, he's got it eventually. Runner's one hit too, but he's got the one-hit weapon, the Outlaw, and a wallbang kill to Shados to close. Well handled. The snooker claps in as Vitality hit an 8th round. Here's the real challenge. Big buy for Koi. Double Outlaws in the hands of Vitality, though. That does actually scare me. Koi have to be very careful about staying behind those smokes, flashing their angles, and not dry peeking in. I genuinely, for a split second, if that was me, I would have thought the KO was some sort of a new decoy, like a skin, just running straight into the wall.
That's what we're gonna see. Let's go.
Oh, back in the lead. Destrian having a great game as well. As said, 14 and 7. It looks like his job is mostly just keep control of halls and have that re-aggression elsewhere. Push down mid for Runner, a lot of information already taken, but the main issue is Kicks suppressed and alone within this site. Rotation only just coming through, hoping for a little bit of luck. He does connect, but unfortunately it's onto the fake out.
Good little bit of a warm-up routine for him, at least, with a quick practice. Now, we saw the same position actually used by Logan against Vitality time and time again. Shados seems to be bringing back some old memories for this Vitality squad with a quick lurk in, and okay, damage being done across the board. In fact, Runner and safe combo, and they leave just Shadow because Shados is so far away. It's a bit of deja vu for this man. At least he could scrap onto that angle. Nice shot for Shadow. The spray, though, it's a little too much towards default. The spike was planted slightly left of there. The pings must not have been on. 3rd kill for him, but it's all for nothing. Because Vitality have found 9-6, and that was the buy round for Koi.
Yeah, I think that's definitely the most impact as well. I might have seen with an Outlaw, just a disgusting initial shot from Runner, takes down the player on site as well, and then just has his teammate as cavalry. A nice shot as well coming out from safe to pick off Shados in mid. But that's the thing, if you don't spot a Cypher at that point in the round, you're going, he's mid. Like, especially with the plant spot, you're going to make the realization that's the only place he can really be. 9-3. Movistar Koi realizing that, okay, we need to try and slow this down because, as we've already mentioned, right now, their life is in their hands. And it will be the case even going into that last match. But if they get 2-0'd here, if I'm not mistaken, which is possible I am, KC will need to just win 1 map, not even the series. to take this over the line because both teams will have been
Koi
too
get, yeah. I believe that's true. It's a dangerous thing to do, Tom, considering our math earlier on, but here we are. We're going to commit to it. I think that's how it rolls. For the side of Koi, man, you saw earlier on that, first of all, Shados' lurking position, I like it. Look, it's a normal enough spot to be in. I think particularly because Logan found so much impact against Vitality there, it does make me believe that's something that they've prepped for. Okay, when we show presence on this side of the map, when we actually take the control out of their hands, they don't clear that. They do just half check up close to the box. Something that I don't expect Vitality to leave that gap for too much longer. You get punished 2 games from that same spot, you start to check it.
Well, it is going to be an investment, at least from the side of Koi. Ultimate's not online for their side, but Bladestorm is available, peeking in after being pinged up. You can see maybe a little bit of hesitance. Even going to have to use a drone. A lot of utility being used early just to try and force Runner off the angle. Has a flash just in case there's a quick punish. But instead, he's focused in to make sure that nothing's going in onto middle, and a very early rotation coming out of the side of Vitality to bolster up this defense.
Not something we see from them a lot, but so far Koi have been pretty direct in how they take these duels. Already eliminating kicks, Runners quick to pull out the blades. He's looking for a target to take down. Still enough draft left to play with. Moving towards the left side. I thought he'd wait for Destrium, or Destrium would wait for him more so, but no. Going swinging into the angle. Runner's able to quickly grab the trade. Shados' lurk a little bit early, and Sender was still trained in on the angle, but a good flank from Shadow. He's made it out alive. Kept this into a 2v2. And the spike will be picked up and planted, presumably. Rubinho at least attempting it.
A lot easier said than done. Snakebites are going to leave him stuck in the mud. Just trying to bait these players in, but they're already looking for the fight. It's going to be the trade out, leaving it into that 1 versus 1. But he sees the spike on the floor. Safe doesn't really need to peek. This looks for a timing and finds it as well. Another clutch going in Vitality's favor. A real chance in this round for Koi. But it will be them to hit double digits first.
Again, all this for Vitality. A 2-0 here. And what does that mean? We don't know. We don't know yet. This is a squad fighting for the possibility to move through. And look at what they're able to do. Backs against the wall. Certainly going to wish they were firing on all cylinders earlier on. Sometimes it does just take that game to warm up. And that's another aspect of it. Koi will be coming into the next game having at least played this one. The first one was kind of close, streak of rounds.
The thing is, they will have to 2-0 KC. We'd have to have a really weird...
KC aren't warmed up, though. They're coming in cold, so... First map, easy for Koi.
Okay. I like that you're trying to give some hope, and that it's some sort of like love triangle rather than just one team's better than the others.
I believe.
Have to wait and see if that is the case. For now, though, Koi, as I said, if they can turn the tide, their life is still in their own hands, but that life seems to be dwindling at this stage. Nice work from Shadow, at least finding the opener. Kick's looking to try and take some ground elsewhere. The thing is, that flash, I believe, has been heard by Grubinho, so he knows that there's pressure coming in. If he can find this kill onto Kicks, it gives him a real chance.
Oh, no, Kicks is going to win that one out. Not making it back towards the side at least. He's shut down before he can quite complete his journey, but Safe is still around yellow, and he is causing problems kill after kill. Leaving Starzo up close with the choice. He could push Safe and try to take him down now, or he could let him reset and hopefully group up with Shados to take this plant, pull it into play. You can see they're trying to force a couple of 1v1s. Unfortunately, they're not winning them. With the spike down, it was a foregone conclusion. 11 rounds for the side of Vitality. The defense is looking good. The rounds cannot stop coming in their favor. That's 5 in a row on this half, 8 in a row total, including the last couple of the previous. A big challenge for Koi. They need to wake up. They need to wake up now.
Yeah, they are having troubles, and you can see there's going to be a pause called on the other side. Slightly different song to earlier. The other one sounded a little bit happier. Well, now, they do have one of my favorite ultimate combos available to them. You've got the Dimensional Drift Hunter's Fury. It's normally good for an opener. And especially, I think the one thing that has been bugging me a little bit is, I see what your point about like Shados on those lurks, but I feel like he's so late to the party every single round that it's, I don't know if it's worth it anymore. Like either the pace needs to be picked up or he might as well just be with the rest of the squad. Because you think of these, a lot of these early fights have been traded fairly evenly. It's just that there isn't the personnel there and he's there about 15 minutes later turning up to try and clutch.
Well, I think a lot of that comes back to how you're typically going to want to, or even better point is a lot of it comes back to how Koi have been playing the attack. They have been very direct. They haven't been faking. They haven't been running it back. If Safe finds a kill on middle, they can potentially rotate back to the B site. But often by the time he's even forcing an engagement, they're already planting A, or they're like deep out on pyramid. They've put their wall in. They're committed. And the problem, I think, is that when they're committed like that, you need that lurker to be a little bit quicker or with the team. Right now, it's been get in, plant, and a breeze back in by Vitality with a flurry of frags. A change must be coming for the side of Koi. They've got a game after this. You want to see them at least come in with some confidence. KC watching on the side. Maybe thinking breeze sounds like a nice pick after this one.
Yeah, that's the other thing as well, is we've gone into this series with Vitality having their opponent pick probably one of their best maps and then them picking what seemed like one of their worst, and they might be about to win both. Destrian going walkabouts. It seems like they are well aware. He has been playing in the halls pretty much every single round. And Safe alongside him. Grabinho just caught sleeping. They get both players and now reveal that the play was over onto that B side. I think it was meant to be a ruse because the spike was still over on A.
Which isn't a bad idea. We said they were very direct in most of the rounds, so this time they throw in a little bit of flair with a fake. Unfortunately, as we can see, that hasn't worked out to start with. Good damage though, Sender down. Big utility to pull out of the round. If they can manage it, Camel's gonna wait out the snake bite. And I still think the plan is to pop that flash, look for the play. Here it is, flash around, swing in, but Kicks was there. It's just too much time passed. Vitality have got plenty of players. The heal, though, the heal is coming through. Shados has a real chance. Oh, no! He swift the first, and the heal back up means that fight isn't as easy as he might expect. 90 HP still on Sender. He's good for the first, and he'll follow up with more. 12-6. Vitality, one away from pushing this 2-0, from keeping their dream alive, albeit out of their control. And funnily enough, it'll be in the control of Koi, the team that they're currently destroying, that they need to win 2-0.
It's a very weird one when you're in a scenario where your opponent can go, I could take you with me. I won't, but
It'd be a shame if I played like this in the next map, wouldn't it?
I would like this round for free, thank you. No, I think KC have got to be feeling pretty good about themselves right now. As said, for KC, if it finishes like this, they will need to win a singular map to take them through into the playoffs, have a chance to battle for that top 2, a top 4 spot. I think for both Heretics and KC, they're going to be very happy with that scenario, and who knows, with luck of the draw, could go either way.
Well, look what KC having Martine playing the way that he is. Narrates had some insane games. I mean, I'm not going to be all too confident in them not winning at least one map out of a series, especially if Koi are playing like this. Luckily, I still have my Why Cry Spanish Casters sign. Bring that one back down.
I'm sure they appreciated that, runner. There's the opener. They haven't been able to deal with this operator. They haven't been able to deal with a lot of things. The aggression paying off. And now 40 seconds left for them to now try and hightail it onto one of the sites. Seekers even going to give them up as well. 3 of the players trying to push up the top of mid. And well, the fact is the Seekers have given all that information away. The one lurk outside of that B site, the one that has the spike. And Safe already getting the reveal. This is all but over. Just one man standing, Grabinho, with 20 seconds to try and clutch versus the entirety of this Vitality side. It will not be happening. From 0-2 to 2-0 in the next series. A dominant way for them to give themselves a lifeline. The fact is, Mitch, though, their life is now in the hands of their opponents.
That's the thing. You've just bested Koi in convincing manner. And now the hope is that Koi can do the same to KC. They'll certainly be looking for a win down on that stage. They'll have Vitality in the crowd rooting for them.
Yeah, it's a very, very weird scenario that's been created. But as said, I feel like if you're KC, you're probably feeling pretty good about yourself right now. For Koi, that's not the end. They now